Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy holidays to you. I hope you had a really lovely Christmas yesterday. I thought I would begin, come off of our hiatus from the Profitable Coaching Conversation show and start this week right after the holiday. So, happy holidays to you. Let me introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm Wendy Bailey. Everyone calls me WendyY. Yes, you do pronounce the second Y. And I'm a 20 plus year veteran master business and sales coach known as your income acceleration mentor. And the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show is one of the high value brands I created a couple of years ago. And it's designed specifically to give coach training, to share coach insight, to share strategies and high value content that can help you to grow and scale your coaching business. If you're here, go ahead and say hello to me in the comments. If you are watching the replay, be sure that I know that you're here for the replay specifically. Type hashtag replay in the comments. I'm live streaming on Facebook, on my page, my profile. I'm also in two Facebook groups. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on two YouTube channels as well. So there are plenty of places for you to see this. And I want to know that you were here. Hello, Miss Dorian. Glad that you are here with me. If you're watching, be sure you say hello. And if you're on Facebook, you need to grant StreamYard access so that they can show your name to me. Okay, so it just doesn't say Facebook user. It's just one of the little things about it. So let me just get into sort of the topic and why I wanted to do this topic. What I've seen in more than 20 years is that there are a lot of coaches out there. You're calling yourself a coach, you're showing up as a coach, you're really doing things as a coach, but there are mistakes that coaches are making along the way, right? And so I identified three huge mistakes that coaches are missing, they're making. And I wanted to start off this series. This is a series where I'm going to give you the mistakes. I'm going to talk about some other things. There's a banner out there that tells you what's coming up every week or every day. I'm going to be here every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendar. I'll send reminders out, but I'm going to be here giving you training. It's no cost training. It's an opportunity for you to get to know me and how I can support you. It's also an opportunity for me to tell you about some other things that are coming down the pike as well. So these three huge mistakes, I kind of boiled them down into categories. There are actually lots of mistakes under each category, but I really boiled it down into three specific mistakes. The first is in a category that I call personal foundation. If you don't know who Thomas Leonard is, look him up. He's known as the father of modern day coaching, and he was still alive when I started my coaching business. And Thomas was a prolific content creator, right? Excuse me. He had lots of ideas, he created lots of programs. And one of the things that he said and believed in that I totally ascribe to is that coaches should be proficient at coaches, right? We should be really, really good. It's not about the certification. It's not about the letters behind your name. I've got designations and certifications and letters behind my name, but it's not what makes me a great coach. This first one is a huge mistake because we can't get out of our own way sometimes to serve our clients. So the first mistake, the number one huge mistake, Thomas categorized in a whole program called Personal Foundation. Personal foundation, it means that you are able to do the work on yourself so that you don't get in the way of the work that you're doing for your clients. You know, there are a lot of ways to determine if you are not shored up on your personal foundation. You may have strong emotions toward your clients that are beyond past passion, right? That are beyond there. You're not objective about what you're doing. You may also be in a situation where you want to be liked. You know, you really, really, really want to be liked by your ideal clients. You're trying too hard to be liked. All of this is part of personal foundation. You're trying too hard to fix your client as a coach. It is not your job to fix your clients, not your job to fix your clients. All of this is under the category of personal foundation. If you find that your clients are more friend than client, it means that you've got unclear boundaries, and you need to know that that is a personal foundation issue. Now, let me tell you, in 20 years, I have people who I've served as a client, as a coach. They were my clients that have evolved into friendships. But I was very clear when that transition took place, and I made it very clear to them. It wasn't during the coaching relationship. During the coaching relationship, your clients are not your friends. What happens when you have unclear boundaries is you say and do things, they say and do things that are really in the friend zone, that are really in more of a personal zone. And it is your job to make sure you have an objective perspective so that you can fully serve your most ideal clients. You've got to have a strong personal foundation. Well, Wendy, why? How do we get, hey, Barbara, how do we get a strong personal foundation? Well, you invest in the things that are really going to make the difference for you to be aware of boundaries, to be aware of your emotions, to be aware of the things that may hinder you from being successful with your clients. That's how you do that. Now, the thing that I always like to tell people, and this is a WendyY soapbox issue: normalize therapy. Get you a therapist if you don't have solid boundaries, if you have stuff that you need to work on related to your personal foundation. I've been in and out of therapy for more than 40 years. I believe in it. I drive my own therapy because I know what's wrong with me after all these years. At first, I didn't. But let me just make sure you guys know that is the path to having a strong personal foundation. You also need to get your own coach, right? If you're a coach and you're in this space, and for whatever reason you're not, it's telling me I got a reminder. I hope I'm already live. This is odd. Anyway, if you are in the coaching space and you don't have your own coach, there's something out of alignment with that. So, having your own coach means that you're making a financial investment to work with a coach. I have my own coach. I pay this coach handsomely to support me, not just in my business, but in my life. So, I have a personal/business coach. And I know that having that is in alignment with what I'm trying to do, is in alignment with how I am showing up in the marketplace. That's a huge part. Thank you. Happy holidays, Monique AJ Smith. Yeah, that's an important part of personal foundation, is having people that support you in being whole. Personal foundation is really about you showing up whole to work with your clients, right? When you show up whole to work with your clients, then you can be that objective source and resource. You can be that person who gives them a perspective out of caring and concern. You can be that person that they look to because they know you have the expertise without getting in the way of their success to really coach them. So that's the first huge mistake that coaches make, is they don't focus on personal foundation. Like I said, I believe in therapy, normalized therapy. I believe in coach that's about alignment and congruence. I also believe that when you are focused on your personal foundation, it makes you an even better coach, right? It makes you an even better coach to support your clients, to serve them, not be in the way of them succeeding with your own stuff, right? You know very clearly what's yours, what's theirs, and you don't get it twisted. Okay, the second category, let me know that this is hitting hard for you. I see Dorian said exactly. Thank you, Dorian, for your comments. If you're just joining me, be sure that you pop on. Yes, thank you, Barbara. Yes, I am your coach. Make sure that you pop on and let me know where you're joining me from. I want to hear your thoughts about each one of these huge mistakes as I share them. I just talked a little bit about the challenge of personal foundation, the mistake that coaches make of not getting their own help, right? At some point in time, you're going to need it, no matter where you are, no matter how evolved you feel like you are. It's really important important for you to focus on your personal foundation. There's so many programs out there and there's so many coaches. Just make sure that you're asking the question of the coaches that serve you, right? If they are doing personal foundation work. That's one of the interview questions that you want to ask when you're looking to hire a coach. I highly recommend that. The second huge mistake that I see a lot of coaches make, coaching has become really a buzzword, right? It's become something that a lot of people just call themselves, a label they hold on to, whether they're truly a coach or not. And when that happens, it means that you're really not understanding coaching and how coaching works. So that's really the second mistake, understanding coaching and how it works. The first thing I want to say about understanding coaching, coaching is not giving advice. It's not just information, right? Like I'm giving you information, I'm sharing insight with you. This is not where the coaching is. This is training, okay? Coaching is not telling people what to do. Years ago, I have a dear friend and colleague, and we worked on a project together. And he would say, oh, well, I told my clients this, and if they don't do it, it's all on them. I told him, I said, that's not coaching. Coaching is not telling somebody what to do and then making them responsible when they don't do it. Coaching is really sort of collaborative, right? Coaching is, again, not giving advice. Coaching is also not passing judgment. Your clients come to you because they see you as a resource that will not judge them, but you have the tools, you have the strategy, you have the skills, you have the awareness as a coach to support them without judging them. They know that you're going to champion them. They know that you're going to be honest and clear and direct. They know that you don't have some ulterior motive when you're coaching them. All of that judgment, scrutiny, all of that stuff, you've got to set aside as a coach. You can't show up to coaching judgmental because you do more harm than you do good. When I talk about how you show up as a coach, understanding coaching means that you understand that you're there to highlight possibilities, right? You're there to let people know what you see in them that they can't see, right? I have friends that we used to be colleagues. One person in particular I'm thinking of, we used to be colleagues, left coaching and went back to work full time. And I'm really happy for her. And we touch base every month just to check in on each other. And we have very open, candid, and clear conversations about where we are, about what's going on with us. And we know because of where we are, we're friends now. She's not a coach, but she has coached people. So when we say things, we understand where we are. We laugh and chuckle about, what it means for us that, we're crossing a line, we're not stretching, we're in a place where we're stuck, and we support each other around all of that. That's different than coaching. Okay. With her and her with me, I see possibilities for her, even though I'm not in a formal coaching relationship with her. And when I'm with clients, I'm the same way. And you want to be the same way too. When you're with clients, you want to set aside judgment. You're not there to scrutinize and recognize that you're there to highlight possibilities. Now, let me say this. You're also there to be honest. You're also there to be honest. Clients want to know that when they come to you, you're going to tell them what's happening with them. You're going to be honest about what you see. Excuse me. You're going to be honest about what you see. And so when clients come to you and you're honest about what you see, it means that you word it, you present it in a way that your client understands. I have clients that I talk to all the time, and there are other coaches, obviously. And sometimes as coaches, we get into the jargon of coaching, right? And what I'm saying to you is when you're talking with your client about possibilities, when you're talking about what you see that they don't see, when you're talking about, letting them know what potential pitfalls they may encounter, you've got to use language that for them represents a level of understanding of where they are. Coaching jargon is not good. Even with coaches, I tell coaches, stop using the jargon. People need to know that you understand them in language that they understand. So that's the second big mistake, is misunderstanding coaching. Misunderstanding coaching, right? When you misunderstand coaching, it means you show up giving advice. It means you show up always giving information. It means you show up not challenging your clients to bigger and better possibilities in their lives. Okay. So and then the third thing about not understanding coaching is when you make promises or commitments to your clients, they need to know that you're going to honor those commitments and those promises. That's integrity, right? That's trustworthiness. When you focus on delivering on the promises, delivering on the commitments that you make to your clients, then clients readily see you as someone they can trust. The more consistent you are in standing up for promises and meeting your commitments to your clients, the more your clients trust you. Okay. And communication is the key to all of that. If for some reason you are unable to meet your promises, you're unable to meet commitments, the sooner you communicate that you're not able to commit, the easier it is for clients to trust you and know that something happened and still believe in you and still recognize the integrity that you bring to your coaching. Okay, so that's two that I've talked about. If you're still here, be sure to let me know what your thoughts are about these two areas that I've given you so far. And then I'm going to go into the third one. I want to just take a look and make sure that I'm live where I'm supposed to be. Where am I supposed to be? Let's see. Am I live over here? Yes, I am. Good. Am I live over here? Yes, I am. Good. I love it. Love it. I just want to check and make sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be. Let's see. Am I live on here? Am I live here? Yes, I am. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad I'm live where I'm supposed to be. Technology is my friend, and I wanted it to really be my friend today. So I just wanted to check and make sure that I'm live before I give this third one. Again, I'm giving you content today, knowing that I'm going to be sharing. There we go. I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be. Knowing that I'm sharing this in a series of messages for you, right? So today's message has all been about huge mistakes that can really cost you if you are a coach. You need to be aware you're making them. You need to be aware what you need to do to avoid them. You need to do the things that will help you to be a really great coach. Okay. So the third mistake I see coaches make is in the way they serve and support their clients. I have been on the receiving end of horror stories as I've worked with certain coaches, right? And that kind of goes back to the first mistake. When your personal foundation is in order, and it's a process, don't think that you've got to arrive when it comes to your personal foundation. It's always going to be something that you're working on. Your personal foundation is something you're always going to be working on, always, because it's a not a destination, it's a journey, right? So when you think about your personal foundation, it means that you've got to serve and support in a particular way. My big horror story was I hired a coach and I thought she was amazing. She was really charismatic. She was really insightful. She was really good at what she did in terms of, walking me through the things that would help me in my business because she was a business coach. And there were promises that she wasn't meeting, right? There were commitments that she wasn't keeping. And very quickly, I started to step back and say, wait a minute, there's no communication around this. When I communicate that there's a problem, it's a problem on my end and not something that she sees as she's responsible for and is willing to do the things to change so that it doesn't continue happening. That's a lack of personal foundation. And for me, that's also a lack of integrity. So with that coach, I quickly bowed out of my program with her. I stopped working with her because I didn't see the integrity. I stopped working with her because I didn't trust her to really honor her promises and commitments. And that's a huge mistake. It falls under the umbrella. The third mistake is about serving and supporting your coaching clients in stellar fashion. Okay. If you're not serving and supporting your coaching clients in stellar fashion, then you're leaving a lot behind. You're not serving them in the right way. So that's a big one. It kind of goes back to what I said, personal foundation. It goes back to understanding coaching. And it also is about how you show up in life. One of my values is integrity. One of my business values is integrity, right? When I enter into a coaching relationship, and I want you to think about this as well, integrity must be what you do. Okay. Um, there's also a way of serving and supporting your clients that I think a lot of coaches miss. And that is when you are wanting to go deeper in the coaching relationship with your client, it's important that you, how do I want to say this? It's it's challenging sometimes when you're starting to get to more things that are of a personal nature with your clients, right? And some people, clients, if you're a client, will get a little bit uncomfortable because it's asking them to view something that they may have not really wanted to view, not really wanted to deal with. You're going places, you're taking them spaces, you're going deeper with them. And most people, most humans I know, when you go deeper with people, it can be jarring, it can be triggering, it can be uncomfortable. So the secret sauce for that is permission. And permission is founded in rapport. The greater the rapport you have with the client, the permission will allow you to go deeper, right? Permission will give them an opportunity to open the door for you to go deeper. So knowing that you are asking for permission and it's founded in rapport at any stage in your relationship with your coach or any stage in relationship with your client, you want to make sure that you're in rapport. You want to make sure that you're asking for permission. You want to make sure your client understands that this is part of the service and support that you offer in your coaching. And it's huge because there are a lot of people out there that don't give that kind of service and support. Like my clients, and some of you are here, know that they call me the mama coach or the auntie coach, right? Because I can be direct, but I can be clear because they know I care about them. We're in rapport, we're in connection, we communicate. And that makes a difference in how you serve and support. It's also about making sure you tell your client what you see and hear. That's integrity as well. When you serve well as a coach, it means that you are being honest about what you see, you're saying what you hear, you're letting them know so that they can look at it and know that you're right there with them looking at it. Okay, you're not leaving them alone. You're right there with them, and you want to tell them what might be getting in the way of their success, whatever area you're coaching in. The other thing that I think coaches do is we get, this is still under the serving and supporting your clients. We get really caught up in our process, right? I have a 5-step strategy that's going to help you. There's 7 secrets to this. There are 10 things we're going to do in our process, and I'm committed to that process. Well, guess what? That process may not be exactly what your client needs. So you need to be able to see where the client is, set goals that represent clearly what the client needs to achieve and wants to achieve, and you stay the course on process. It really and truly is about understanding the needs of your client. And as part of your service, oh, did I just blink? As part of your service, it's helping you. Let me make sure I'm still live because it's saying okay, I blinked a little bit. So hopefully I'm still here. Um, you know, it's not about your process. It's not about you. It's not about what you're there to do. It's about what your client really needs and you adjusting and adapting in a way that shows commitment to the goals that your client has. Okay. That's really serving and supporting your client. Okay. That's really serving and supporting your client. So Dorian says, It's important to be clear and understandable. That's right. And Monique says using the correct term is integrity. Yeah, it is. Dorian says I rely on that for my sales in real estate. Good. Don't overcommit and underdeliver. Yeah, you always want to overcommit, undercommit, and overdeliver. And that's not to say that you promise less than what you know you can deliver. It means that you're clear on how you can support your client. And based on that, you show up ready to help them hit those goals. You hear the term in coaching all the time, hold the space, right? You hear that term, at least I've heard it for years and years. Holding the space is a coaching sort of term, phrase, but what it really means is you're keeping your eyes on what the client really needs. You're keeping your eyes and your awareness on the goals that your client has set. And you're always looking a few steps ahead of the client to support them in holding that, you're reaching that goal. You're holding the space. That means if your client comes to a session one day and they're just not able to really engage in the coaching relationship, you give them the space, knowing that you want to move them out of that dark place, sometimes out of that space that they're in, into a situation where they can get back on track with their goals. That's your job as a coach to do that. All of what I'm saying is really about how you serve and support your client. And there's so many coaches out there in the marketplace. And I just want to make sure you guys don't miss what it means to serve and support your client. I also think that consistency breeds trust. So the more consistent you are with your clients, if you are still doing one-on-one coaching, make sure you have consistent days and times that you're meeting. You're always setting the next appointment for your coaching. Make sure that you are in the mode where you are serving your client and supporting your client, and consistency is there to breed the trust that you desire with your client. So those are the three huge mistakes that I see coaches make. I gave a lot of examples. I hope they were helpful to you. If you're catching the replay, be sure to type hashtag replay to let me know that you were here. And if you have questions, you can pose that in the bottom as well in the comments, and I'll come back and I'll answer your questions. The thing that I want you guys to know when it comes to really avoiding these huge mistakes is so important. And I want to go back to my series so I know what I'm talking about next. But it's so important for you to acknowledge that you're not perfect as a coach. I'm not perfect as a coach. No one's perfect as a human being. We are meant to be whole, WHOLE, as coaches. That means our stuff isn't in the way. Our personal stuff isn't in the way. So the first mistake is not supporting and not serving your personal foundation in ways that prevents it from getting in the way of the client. That's the first mistake. The second mistake is not understanding coaching. That means if you're whole as a coach, WHOLE as a coach, you're showing up and you're coaching, recognizing that you're not giving advice, you're not a therapist, you're not doing all of these things that are well outside of the realm of coaching. You're not a consultant. Sometimes I tell my clients, you want me to tell you or you want me to coach you? Because when I tell them I've changed my hat that I'm wearing, and I'm no longer a coach if I'm telling them what to do, right? Because that's not coaching. And then the third mistake I shared was serving and supporting your clients is really about your commitment to integrity, to sharing your observations, to highlighting any pitfalls or mistakes, to going deep if you need to. Your personal foundation really gives you what you need to go deeper with your clients. So those are the three huge mistakes I see coaches make that are hindering your success. A lot of examples there. And tomorrow I'm going to be here and I'm going to be sharing what you don't know about coaching can cost you thousands of dollars. I've seen it, and I want to help you alleviate that in your coaching. So thanks everybody for being here. As a reminder, I'm WendyY Bailey. I am your income acceleration mentor. I'm the creator of the soon to be released certified income acceleration coach program. And I'm going to be telling you more about that over the next several days. But I'll be here every day on the platform you're watching at 5 p.m. Eastern. So come back, check me out, And I look forward to serving you and supporting you. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye.